Welcome back. You know, the subplot of today's show has sort of been waiting on the press conference. Lots of interesting news, lots of interesting conversation, but still waiting at the White House. President Trump, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. When they come out, we'll go there. In the meantime, I want to bring back Fin Gómez, our political director. Fin, let's talk about this meeting. The shorthand is Bibi gets whatever he wants. That's the short name for Benjamin Netanyahu. He embraces it. Bibi gets whatever he wants from Trump. Maybe not this time. Trump wants to make a big deal. He wants a Trumpian legacy all over the Middle East, and he sees an opportunity, even if that means telling Benjamin Netanyahu, hey, make some decisions that are uncomfortable for you.
Yeah, it's been, you know, and I think the Gaza has permeated throughout the start of his administration, right? This has been, you know, the
transition work with the Biden administration
right before the inauguration day. So this is key and huge for his first 100 days here by setting the tone, leaving a stamp,
and maybe setting something in motion that's big and visionary.
Right. I mean, you can go back to the Abraham Accords from his first term.
Off that.
Yeah, he could build off that. He also, I mean, as you know, Major, he also stoked some controversy today by essentially saying
much so.
It's more than suggesting that the people in Gaza could be displaced, right? To leave that.
And those who are most vociferous supporting Palestinians would basically say you're talking about ethnic cleansing. You're talking about removing an entire population from a place they have called and resided in as their home for decades. And
it's not a topic that is new, right? This is something that's come back and it's reared its head, and there's been a lot of controversy over it. You know, he has said, look, they can, these 2.2 million, there's 2.2 million Palestinians in here. But it's also that they could go potentially to Jordan or Egypt or, you know, other neighboring countries. You know, both those countries have said no. They haven't agreed to that. So
the Jordanian foreign minister is on record saying Jordan is for Jordanians, Palestine is for Palestinians.
Right.
That's pretty declarative.
It is very declarative. So I mean, let's see what happens here. Let's see what how you know. Let's play this tape through with this and see if there's any real substance to it. But already in the Arab world,
everyone is going to be waiting to hear what Prime Minister Netanyahu says about that, because that question is going to come up. You were just in Panama.
I was.
Tell me what you learned.
Look, what I learned, and I was there with our colleague Ed O'Keefe for the Secretary Rubio's first trip, official trip in that position, and he's still there in Central America, Latin America. I think it shows a couple things to me. One is that, you know, the administration does consider the Chinese influence, both economically and politically, in that part of the world as a real threat. They do. That's the main reason they're there. That's why, you know, Panama, the Panama Canal being, of course.
And what we're talking about, essentially, the trigger point for President Trump, as I understand it, is a Hong Kong company has operational influence, if not control, over both ends of the canal.
That's right.
It's not like they're running Panama or they own the parliament or anything like that, but it's the canal and the ways you get in and out.
Right, and it shows also, it does show that either through, and it's Hutchinson's company, by the way, that does run those. We were there. We've got some video of that, and then they're constructing a new bridge. So they're there. The Chinese influence is there, and this is basically either through cajoling or coercion. The Trump administration is trying to set the tone here and leave the flag, you know, be it the American flag, saying that we are here, and talking to these stakeholders and saying, please abide with us, or we may have some other actions that we're going to take here.
When you were there, was there any conversation of, well, why doesn't an American company just outbid the Hong Kong company and do what they're doing?
There was some talk of that. There's also some talk from the Panamanian president saying, hey, we have sovereignty here. But at the same time, they also left an accord they had with the Chinese, an initiative they had with the Chinese because of Rubio's visit. But what you are seeing, though, is that it's significant there. You know, he went to El Salvador. He was there. He made a lot of news there. You know, there's news about using this new Salvadoran supermax prison essentially to host some of the migrants that are coming.
And even possibly American citizens.
They said that. I don't know about the legality of that, but that is stunning. I mean, also today was the first day we saw Guantanamo Bay flights back with migrants on them as well. I think it is clear to me that Latin America matters. It matters more than ever before.
Fin Gómez, thanks very much. I appreciate it.